Metroid Prime Remaster came out last month, February 8th to be exact, digitally, and February 22nd physically, and it has been well received across the board. Okay, this game has brought new people into the franchise, okay, with that game and how great it apparently is, and people that are veterans of the series like myself also enjoy the hell out of it, and they think that it is the definitive way to play Metroid Prime. Okay, now I will determine that for myself when I get my Switch here in just a few months, when I finally save up the money to get it. Okay, but that's not what I'm here to talk about today. What I'm here to talk about today is how Metroid Prime Remastered is the biggest writing on the wall for a certain game that everyone in the Metroid fanbase, including myself, is excited for. What is that, you may be asking? Well, let's get into it, shall we? What's going on, my fellow Belmonts? This is the Mad Belmont here, and today I have a theory for you guys, okay? I have a theory, and that theory is Metroid Prime 4 will be releasing in the first half of 2024. Okay, I am confident in that, and here's the reason why. Okay, it all starts with the Nintendo Direct on February 8th. Going into this Nintendo Direct, people were speculating like crazy, about what we were going to see there. Okay, no one in their right fucking mind thought that Metroid Prime anything was going to be announced at this Direct, okay? But not only did we get something Metroid Prime related, we got a remaster of the first game, and not just that, we got it shadow dropped that day digitally, okay? So, what that told me, that was the biggest writing on the wall for me, personally. That told me that Metroid Prime 4 and the 2 and 3 remasters that I've seen being theorized around, they are all further along in development than any of us think, okay? All of them. And Nintendo is taking the Bethesda approach to this. Now, what is the Bethesda approach, you may be asking? Well, good question. Back in 2015... Fallout fans across the world, myself included, because I am a pretty big fan of Fallout. Fallout fans across the world were starving for a new game, right? Because the last one that it came out was Fallout New Vegas in 2010, and it had been even earlier than that, 2008, with Fallout 3 by Bethesda. So 5 years for a new Fallout game in general, and 7 for one made by Bethesda themselves. And Bethesda came out at E3 and not just revealed Fallout 4, that yes, they were working on it, but they dropped a release date that day, and it was for November 10th of 2015. I will never forget that date because I was excited out the wazoo for that game, and that is the same approach that Nintendo is taking with the Metroid Prime games as of right now. These remasters, okay, this remaster that just got shadow dropped last month at the Nintendo Direct, that was a very Bethesda-like thing, okay? That is definitely something that they would have done in 2015 or 2016 or something like that, right? That is very much something that they would do. And now here's Nintendo doing it with Metroid Prime, okay? That tells me that not only was Metroid Prime Remastered only in the works, but it definitely had been further along in development than really anybody had ever thought. And I think that Metroid Prime 2 Remastered, Metroid Prime 3 Remastered are not only a thing, but they are further along in development than any of us think. As well as Metroid Prime 4. I do think that that game is further along than anyone out there thinks. And it's all because of that shadow drop. If Nintendo had just announced it and said, okay, it's going to come in the later half of 2023, I wouldn't be making this video right now. But ever since that game got shadow dropped, that day, I cannot get this theory out of my head. So I figured I might as well just put it in a video form for you all. And let's see if you agree. Do you agree with my little tinfoil hat theory here? Okay, now, also, I do think that Metroid Prime 2 and 3 Remastered will both come out later this year. Okay, that's why Nintendo didn't mention either one of them. It's because I think they're still working on it. They're still working out the last bit of stuff that they have to work out with those games. That's what I think. And I think that they will both release later this year. Okay? Later this year. That's when I think that they will come out. And I think it'll be around late October, early November. And I think that Metroid Prime 4 will come out around May, June of next year, 2024. I also think that Nintendo will announce that Metroid Prime 4 will be out next year in their Direct that they're going to have later in the year, because they're not going to have one in June. They are not going to have one in June. And the reason for that, I think, is because they are getting their big guns ready for the later half of the year. Okay? That includes Metroid Prime 2 Remastered, Metroid Prime 3 Remastered, and they, right after announcing those two, they are going to give us the triple whammy, and they are going to say Metroid Prime 4 is coming out next year, 2024. So, do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Let me know in the comments below, or in a response video if you think that's more appropriate. Okay? Let me know. I really want to know what you guys think about this, okay? So, that's going to do it for this video. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to give it a like, okay? And if you're not subscribed already, you need to do so, okay? I make Castlevania content over here. I make Metroid content. I make indie Metroidvanias in general, content about those games, okay? And I do it as often as I possibly can. Also, if you do subscribe, be sure to hit that notification bell, okay, so that you don't miss an upload from me. And remember, have fun on the hunt, my fellow Belmonts. I'll see you in the next video, and peace out.